Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another rendition of How Cheap Is It? And I wanted to cover a deck that is BT17 legal, but also a deck that you're going to play in EX7, because it's a very good deck in EX7. This is our blue hybrid deck. This is one of those decks that I was going to do before the ban list actually came up, and I thought to myself, Koggrumans are probably getting hit, so I probably should wait on this one, and alas, here we are. So today we'll talk about how cheap is it to build blue hybrid. Is it affordable for the EX7 meta coming up? And what you guys think about it in the comment section below, let me know. And of course, please like and subscribe. Now, there will already be a little bit of differences in the decks because there's two ways to build it. You can do blue eggs or you can do red eggs. Now, I'm partial to the blue egg base. I think the blue base is a lot better, especially post-ban list. But some people think I'm wrong, and that's okay. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. But for the sake of this video, I will include both. So, over here we have Venusmon from BT11, and this card is an expensive one, but it's a draw egg if you have a blue tamer, which you pretty much always will. So, $1.69 plus $1.27 shipping, you know, we're going to call this, we're going to high roll really hard here and say $2.50 per. And you need 4 copies of it. Fine. Alright. And then there is the 5th Bukemon egg, which is just worth nothing. It's basically a throw-in. So we'll just put it here. 1 copy. Now, if you want to play the red base instead of the blue base, and by the way, we do everything, like all the cards you could possibly buy. That way you have a buying list of what you might want to buy for your own deck, right? This will not be a deck list per se, not a deck profile. Koggrumans egg is slightly cheaper than Venusmon by about 25 cents plus the shipping. And this is the egg you'd play if you were doing the red base. You'd play 4 eggs. So instead of 250, I'll do 225, and you need 4 copies of it. Alright, so if you're buying all the eggs just to decide what variant you want to play, you're looking at $20 in eggs, which is actually crazy. I recommend that you buy, like you look at your bulk, because you've probably opened these sets, you probably have these eggs lying around. So give it a good old check. Now, rookies you'll play no matter what are the 4 copies of BT16 Ukkomon, because that card's crazy. $6.20 plus shipping. We'll just call it $6.50 per, and we'll call it 4 copies, like that. And then we have the one of Ukkomon that's on the limited list, and with the shipping, you know, we'll call it a $2 card. Very, very, very much high rolling, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Just like that. 1 copy. Because we can't play more. Because Bandai decided to hit that card. That's fine. Now things will be getting a little bit cheaper for a bit. As we talk about other rookies. Like we have a Digimon from BT17. As you can see. It's a common. And it's not worth anything. So, like that. And like that. And we also have the rare Digimon from BT7. Which is also basically the same price. So we'll just go over here, and another playset for $1, we'll call it that. Then we have red rookies. I gave you 8 blue rookies. I'll give you 8 red rookies as well. Muchomon is a draw one, which is pretty cool. This is from BT15. You're definitely playing it, and it's very cheap. The other card you might consider playing as a red rookie, there's a few options. I'll just go with Godsmon BT14 because it's a floodgate that prevents the player from playing things by effects, which will be a little more common in the EX7 meta, just a bit. So I think this is not a big deal. $1 for a playset of that is probably fine. All just like that. Now we're moving to the champions, and Lobomon is one that you need. BT17 Lobomon is integral for the strategy of the deck. You need 4 copies of it. Luckily, it's not worth anything. A card you might play a couple copies of is the promo Lobomon that came out back in the day, promo 30. This is the one that just warps into your Ancient Koggrumon for memory cost of 1. If it does, it's blown up at the end of the turn, which is fine because it wants to blow up anyway and do the thing. So, that's fine. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all, but that's okay. P30, and, you know, $3 plus shipping. 2 copies of it. We'll call it $4 per, and only 2 copies is fine. You can play the deck without this card. I wouldn't, personally. I think 2 copies is fine. You don't need any more than that. But the card's a good option, like a good tech card to have to help you sometimes in other situations where they don't have the full combo. This card is like a cheap combo, whatever. It's okay. Here then we have the Koggrumans, and these are all just very, very, very cheap cards because there's no promo Koggrumon anywhere. You play 4 copies of this one at 25 cents, and you play maybe at most of 2 copies of this one. It's nothing as well. So just like that, not a whole lot going on. Pretty cheap stuff. We like cheap stuff, right? We like budget cards. And just like that, we'll move on. Some people play Koggrumans, like, whatever. You know, it's also cheap. It's not worth anything. So don't worry about it. Insert your other blue hybrid of choice. The rest of them aren't worth anything. So if you want to add them to the buy list, go for it. BeWolf Modon. This is one that you might want 4 copies of. And luckily, it's cheap, which is very nice. This is one, the BeWolf Modon BT7. I've only ever played one. I've only ever seen people play one. I haven't seen people go over it. So, just in case, we'll call it, you might buy 2 copies of it just to have. That's stretching, but for 25 cents, I don't think it matters too much. And the limited copy of Jet Selfon, because Bandai hates everyone that likes yellow. Play the 1 copy of it, get some healing done, it's fine. All your level 6s will evolve onto it anyway. Moving right along, level 6s. Ancient Koggrumon with shipping, 11. We'll high roll and call this card an $11 card. Yeah, you need 4 copies of it. It is the most expensive card that you need. You'll see what I mean when I say that in a second. You don't need the other Ancient Koggrumon. I know some people, like, try to tech the other one, but, like, you don't need it. You don't need it. This card is crazy. What you might want to consider playing, though, is Venusmon. Venusmon is actually kind of crazy. Good against the meta, and maybe you want a couple copies of it. So, whatever. That's fine. Alright. You can choose to play Ruin mode. You can. You don't have to. I play the 1 copy. I like it. It's cool. You don't have to play the 1 copy. But if you do want to play the 1 copy of it, well, it's $60. So there you go. Have fun. Moving along, we are going to talk about the Tamers now. The cheap Koji from BT17 is just that. A cheap Koji from BT17. 25 cents a copy probably with shipping when you're done for the playset. This one's a little more expensive. This is your other Koji. It gains you a memory, basically. Like, it can't be blocked. It's fine. It's good. You're not playing Magna Garurumon this set, but it's still, like, fine to have, honestly. So, whatever. We'll leave it alone at that. We'll call it... We'll high roll, call it $2 Tamer. They need 4 of. The other one is very cheap, so it's fine. And the one of Louie. I still play the one of Louie. I think you should play the one of Louie, and it's not expensive at all, so I would not worry about it. Now we're on to options. We're almost done. We're almost done. Ancient Guardian DDD. I've seen turbo versions of this deck play 4 copies of this card. It's a common, so whatever. Buy 4 copies. Have fun. Go nuts. A Blue Memory Boost. Blue Memory Boost here, the cheapest one is this one from the demo deck. And I've seen people play 2 copies at most. I don't think I've seen anyone play 4, which is fine. I'm actually going to need 1 more space. That's crazy. Alright, cool. Over here we have Ice Wall, limited to 1. I would play the 1 copy of it, because, you know, why not? And then the last card in the deck is the 1 copy of Hammer Spark. Yeah, it's a little pricier, because Hammer Spark, people think it's better. Whatever. We'll just call it $1.50. Or not $2, whatever. Okay. Oops. And just like that, that's not adding up the final 2 cards. And just like that, under $200 for Blue Hybrid. Under $200. And I'm going to be real, if you do cut the blue base, the Ruin mode, it's $129. And if you decide to commit and say, you know, I'm not going to buy either the blue base or the red base, whatever, you can just delete those values as well from your buy list, just like that. And it's $118. So this deck can range as low as 118. It can cap out just under $100 for the lowest rarity version of this deck, or just under $200 for the lowest rarity version of this deck. And I think that's reasonable, considering this deck, in my opinion, is tier 1 going into the upcoming format. It's pretty good. If you want to max rarity the deck, well, you got some work to do, because you have some expensive cards in there. I think the most expensive card is the Koji, not this version of it, but the D-scanner version of it. There is a D-scanner. Where is it? This card. It is $110 a pop. It's expensive. Not as bad as a lottery card. But there is one card I forgot in the max rarity pool that exists now, and that's Venusmon, because regional champion prints basically now exist. And those will be a pretty penny. So if you want to fully bling out your deck, it can run you some money, over $1,000 for sure. But if you want just a low rarity tier 1 deck, I think Blue Hybrid's pretty manageable. Let me know what you guys think about the deck in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!